Very curious to see what Sweep opens with here in this matchup. He usually saves either Graveyard or Royal Giant for game number 3. Those are his two go-tos in the final stanza. Of course, in a situation like this, maybe you go with the go-to early on.
And I'm pretty sure those are the first recruits of the World Finals. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I know I don't have the data right in front of me, but certainly I'll be happy to have those. And this matchup with Mighty Miner on the board.
Yeah, and when he pops that ability, it's
always...
Okay, the Mortar will be able to pull, and I think he should be fine with this. We do see him nod his head, so that's always a good sign when you are the player defending. The Royal Recruit does get it down low, but the Musketeer, what a strong, strong card, able to take out the Bloom before it hits the tower.
When's the last time you saw 6 Loon, Josh? It has not been played much as of late. Balloon, in particular, not very popular at the moment, and 6 Loon, kind of a couple metas ago.
That's right. I do wonder if he is going to go with the Lumberjack in that 6 Loon, or if we're going to see the addition of Champions. I really feel like it's just been so long that I don't even know if Champions were released. There we go. We do see the Lumberjack in this deck, and I'm just really wondering what that last card will be.
Definitely high possibility of a spell of some sort. Currently only running Snowball is the Canadian Sweep, who of course is making a return World Finals appearance after that phenomenal run for Pain Gaming in 2020 where they took out Nova and made it to the top 4.
With 1 minute and 10 seconds left, Mighty Miner cycled in the back once again, just trying to wait to pop its ability. We do see it take out the first shield, and I think that's really going to be the style that he chooses to use that Mighty Miner. It's going to be tower plus shield taken off, and then he pops that ability every single time.
AQ to meet the Mighty Miner. We'll do a little bit of work on the Musketeer as well. Goes into the ability. Going to take one shot, 26-10 on the right-hand side. Currently Sandbox with the lead. Sweep in it, though.
I love that he's going with the Mortar on the right side in that specific angle. That means he can use the Musketeer on the left, and then it will be able to help out if the Balloon crosses in time. It's kind of in an okay spot, and
Whoa.
That is a great snowball back. Musketeer not going to help out on that Loon, but Sandbox is just going to respond with another Musketeer. Doesn't even matter.
Now 2 Muskies to the left-hand side. Sweep going to go Fisherman to deal with those. And the poison to get the Fisherman off this. Musketeer caught by the recruits.
Mighty Miner in the middle, and we do see the guards in the middle as well. No ability pop just yet. We see it, ability plus delivery plus everything is going to be able to knock this out right now, but the Archer Queen will be able to survive full health across the bridge. In
sudden death overtime, things have not changed much. Sandbox adding little bits of chip to that lead. Sweep needs to find a way through, and Josh looking at Mortar, Ice Spirit, Musketeer, and of course that poison. It feels like that's going to be a tall order.
It is, but that's the thing with these Lumber Loon decks, and that's why it's so enjoyable to cast these matches. You have so many different opportunities. No other deck in the game allows you to get that aggressive, have that many opportunities on top of the tower.
Guards doing a great job protecting that Musketeer. Takes a shot, but still alive now. Offensive Mortar out from Sandbox. Does not target tower, and the recruits do come up in time. So this is so far been a slow, methodical, very intelligent battle on both sides.
Yeah, right here, Musketeer is cycled to the left side. We do see the Lumberjack at the bridge. Loon will follow closely behind. Rage plus Balloon, not even going to be that dangerous. Sandbox has set himself up beautifully every single time, and look at that ability be used. Pushes it into the Musketeer. What a play.
Here we are in triple elixir. Josh, what does Sweep have to do to break through here?
I don't know. That's the thing. Sandbox is cycling so perfectly. Cycling the Mortars, cycling the Musketeers, protecting the Musketeers. No offensive big spell has allowed him to defend easily. I think he's doing everything that he can. Maybe try, and this is it. I couldn't think of it, but that's why he's the pro. Sweep going in with the Loon in the back behind the Crown Tower. I love that play.
And recruits do protect here. Musketeer out of the way. Back to a second Mortar will be very simple here for Sandbox. Should be in hand now. Musketeer plus Ice Spirit looking to work. Second Loon down. and the mortar up high, and those mortars could, I believe, chain that balloon. And this looks like it's going to be a GG well played. Unless something crazy happens in 12 seconds, Sandbox has secured game number 1.
This was domination from the start, and Sweep did nothing wrong. That's the thing. When you run these kind of decks, sometimes you can play a perfect match. Not going to matter. Sandbox going to take the win in spectacular fashion.
Yeah, that was just perfect Clash Royale from Sandbox. Never got caught flat-footed, never overspent. Recognized the matchup very early. Yesterday it was Sweep with the really compelling theory crafting late in the game with Zappies and Fisherman both out. Went for the E-Giant Mini P.E.K.K.A. EQ deck and got a very nice win over Ardent. Of course, less information here in game number 2 than in that game 3, but let's see if Sweep has something else compelling to pull out now.
Sandbox could be going back to his RG deck, and we do see him wince in pain. That is not what he wanted to see. The Mega Minion must have a good matchup over most of his cards. And we see the Sparky come out.
Look at Sandbox's, look at Sweep's face, man. Both of them kind of laughed here. And, you know, you don't expect to see a lot of Sparky at World Finals, but that is the difference in duels, right? The more information you get over time, and, you know, we've seen Sweep play stuff like Giant Bowler, GY. He's willing to go, and it's Giant GY Sparky. If this were anywhere else, I would say, what in the world are you doing? But at World Finals, with the information we have, you got to think Sweep has something in mind.
There we go, but Sandbox still, I mean, what a defense right there. Defending it perfectly, he will be able to have.
Oh my word, look at the right-hand tower.
Right-hand tower, A65, only 3 elixir for Sweep. Sandbox in a prime position to take a 2-0 set victory.
Zappies and, of course, the Skeleton King and that Tombstone, 3 really important pieces. Going to be really hard, I think, for Sweep to find some way, especially without NATO, unless he's somehow running NATO in this nonsense. Unless he has a NATO, I don't know how he finds a way past all those troops to make the Sparky shoot.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. And Sandbox, his earlier play of going Skeleton King to the right side, I was kind of wondering what the reason for that was, and then we saw it right there. If he has enough elixir going down the field, Sweep can't go all in if Sandbox can properly defend. Just brilliant right there, and we see the fireball cycled on top. He knows how to play this matchup. He's going to be able to get to a second fireball if necessary.
The opposite lane pressure, very, very impactful here. Sandbox just needs to play defense and then throw a fireball, and now it's the Mini P.E.K.K.A. Giant push to the opposite lane. The Skeleton King does take a very important shot. Can this E-Wiz mitigate the damage enough on its own to allow for a big push in the right-hand lane?
Right there, the Fisherman will be able to pull the Giant in a great position right there. Tombstone will be able to go into the middle if he chooses to do so. Fisherman gets the correct yank, but the E-Wiz zaps it off. So if he will be able to make it to the tower, I just don't see it doing enough damage.
Giant doing a whole lot. Arrows in. Skeleton's putting in some real significant work. Sandbox zaps the right-hand tower out of safety and secures the win, secures the match. Sandbox moving on to the next round of the winner's bracket.
That was a brilliant gameplay this entire set. We see him celebrate on top of the stage. A well-deserved victory. That